So starting with that, the gambling is something which is one of the most pleasurable time activity that usual people used to involve in and get the money easy out of it at the same time. Moreover, we can say is that in the Indian peoples are now more engaging over the gambling itself, but in spite of just having the physical gambling, they are just more over focused on just involving into the online gambling itself, like the rummy games or the rummy federations are just being continuously helping those peoples to engage in those types of gambling. So, moreover, these peoples have the certain needs to go into the gambling itself, even during the time of the COVID-19, we can say, or the escalating pandemic, where the peoples are to satisfy themselves socially as well as financially need to go into the gambling, due to which the cases of the money laundering and black money sources has been increased into the India itself. So gambling being a state matter, it falls under the state list and being maintainable into the seventh schedule of the Constitution of India. The state government can exercise the full control over the betting and the gambling practices in the states. And even we can just take the example of the public gambling in 1976 passed by the adopted by the various states and all. There are two types of games: game of chance and game of skills. Game of chance being all those games which are being played randomly without being having the prior knowledge, and it is being illegal in India. Whereas game of skills are those games which are usually be played in India with the prior knowledge and prerequisite skills, like the horse riding, we can say, or required certain capabilities to win at the same time. But these types of games are just being legal in India. But the contention here is arises is that whether gambling falls under this game of skill or the game of chance. So if we see the legal precedence of the gambling in India itself, then we can say is that the horse racing and lottery is being allowed in India and is legal in India. Even there are various states like Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, and all. These states have just formulated their various gambling acts. Accordingly, they have allowed the horse racing and lotteries in their states at the same time. Moreover, the contention and that here is arising that whether the e-sport betting is being allowed or not. So we can say is that e-sport betting is something which is not being under the scrutiny by the various states and all, and it is still being valid in India at the same time. That's why there is a requirement of the revampification of various laws over the betting, so that the public hindrance will not be there, and every citizen can just acquire the greater cost at the same time. Moreover, there are various online platforms, like we can say there are various platforms which allow the e-gambling at the same time, where through the sports betting at the same time. So there are various states as well which regulate such gambling under the same act and under their acts at the same time. So that's why the law over the betting, which was being formed into the previous in 90s Public Gambling Act, this needs to be revampified at the same times to make it more uniform. Government needs to take up the step into the game by installing a proper legal framework accordingly and over this subject matter, and to just solve the issue.